Hi guys, in the last class we have discussed about properties of integer part of x. Now let us continue. Property number 6. Integer part of x lies between x minus 1 less than or equal to x for any x belongs to real number. So let us take some example. X is equal to some 3.7. Now just verify this whether it is true or not. So 3.7 minus 1 is 2.7. Next one is integer part of x, that is 3 only. Last one is x, that is 3.7 itself. So obviously 3 lies between 2.7 and 3.7. So given statement is true. So you can take any other number, no problem. Okay, integer, non-integer, any real number you can take. Okay, x is equal to suppose minus 6.4. Again verify this. Minus 6.4 minus 1 minus 7.4. Next integer part of minus 6.4 is minus 7. Last one is x itself, minus 6.4. Okay. So you can take positive real number or negative real number and also integer itself, that x is equal to some 50. Again verify the statement. 50 minus 1, 49. Integer part of 50, 50 itself. Last one is 50, x itself. So less than or equal to less than. Again it is true. So integer part of x always lies between x minus 1 and x. Is it clear? So now we can prove this also by taking x is equal to some I plus f. I plus f means integer and fractional part. Okay, so far we have taken examples. Now directly also we can prove. So for this what to do? How to assume? X is equal to some I plus f. Let x is equal to I plus f. What is I here? I is any integer. F is some fractional part, decimal part, 0 to 1. Suppose for example x equal to 3.6. How to write it? 3 plus 0.6. So 3 is integer part. This 0.6 is fractional part. Okay, is it clear? X is equal to some minus 5.3. Then how to write it? Minus 6 plus 0.7, because this fractional part is always positive. So don't write like this minus 5 plus 3. We cannot write like that. So minus 6 plus 0.7 is correct. So minus 6 is integer part and my 0.7 is a fractional part. So any real number you can express like this, sum of integer part and fractional part. Okay, it is f, it is small f, it is I, capital I, it is again small f I. So like that I have taken x is equal to I plus f. Is it clear? Now from the statement, x minus 1 is I plus f minus 1. And also what is integer part of x? Integer part of I plus f. Integer part of I plus f is I itself. Integer part of 3.6 is 3. Integer part of 7.9 is 7 itself. So x minus 1 is equal to I plus f minus 1. So obviously, therefore, integer part of x is I less than or equal to I plus f. Here extreme left side is I plus f minus 1. So it is nothing but x minus 1 less than x, integer part of x less than or equal to x. hence proved. So you can take example or you can prove like this. Is it clear? So graphically also we can discuss. Let me draw integer part of x. 0 to 1, 2, 3. Here -1 you can mark here. Integers. -1, -2, x-axis and y-axis. So already we have drawn integer part of x. We are getting like this. 0 to 1. Again 1 to 2, 1 only. 2 to 3, 2. Like this we are getting. Okay. So it is y is equal to integer part of x. So what is y equal to x minus 1 or y equal to x? It is a straight line. Okay, like y equal to x. It is y equal to x. Next, y equal to x minus 1. Y equal to x minus 1 is parallel line. Okay, it is y equal to x minus, just let me change here, it is 1. It is y is equal to x minus 1. Both are parallel lines. So look here, integer part of x is like this. Between two graphs, what are the smallest one? X minus 1 is below. Is it clear? It is y equal to x. So integer part of x, this pink colored graph, that is integer part of x, the middle one. And that yellow one is y equal to x, the black one is straight line, y is equal to x minus 1. So integer part of x lies between x minus 1 and x. Okay, x is dominating. Dominating means above the curve. Suppose f of x more than g of x means graph of fx is above graph of gx. That is the meaning. Okay, f of x greater than gx means graph of fx dominating graph of gx in that interval. Same as that here, graph of x, I mean y is equal to x, straight line is dominating that y is equal to integer part of x. This one. Last one, least one is y equal to x minus, that is inferior. So that is the graphical meaning. Is it clear? That is property number 6. Okay, right. Okay, now property 7. Integer part of x plus y is equal to integer part of x plus integer part of y, or integer part of x plus integer part of y plus 1, where x comma y are any two real numbers. Okay, is it clear? So how to prove this? Let integer part of x is equal to m and integer part of y is equal to n. Like this. Okay, ma? Where m and r belongs to integers, set of integers, because output always integer. So from the definition, integer part of x is equal to m means this x lies between m and m plus 1 from the definition of the integer part. Again, integer part of y is equal to n means y lies between n and n plus 1. So adding these two inequalities, so m and n adding m plus n less than or equal to x plus y less than m plus n plus 2. So x plus y lies between m plus n and m plus n plus 2. So what are the possibilities now if you take integer part? Okay, for example, so my x plus y lies between 5 to 7 amma. Why? M plus n I have taken 5 for a while. So m plus n plus 2 is 5 plus 2, 7. So x plus y can be, integer part of x plus y can be either 5 or 6 only, because there are two integers between 5 and 7. Okay, x plus y lies between 5 and 7. Then possible value, possible integers are, integer part of x plus y is equal to 5 or 6. We cannot take 7. Why? It is strictly less than 7. Same as that, integer part of x plus y is equal to m plus n or m plus n plus 1, because m plus n is 5 in above example. M plus n plus 1 is 6. So m is integer part of x from this. N is integer part of y. Second case, m is integer part of x, n is integer part of y plus 1. Is it clear? Property number 8. Integer part of 2x is equal to integer part of x plus integer part of x plus 1 by 2. You can verify first of all by taking example. Let x is equal to some 3.2. So what is LHS here? 2 into 3.2, 6.4. Okay, is equal to 6. What about RHS? It is RHS. So integer part of x is 3, integer part of 3.2 is 3. 3.2 plus 1 by 2 is given in the RHS. So 3.2 plus 0.5, 3.7. So you are getting again 3 only. 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. So LHS is equal to RHS. You can take any number, any real number, no problem. X is any real number. Integer part of 2x is equal to integer part of x plus integer part of x plus 1 by 2. That's all. Suppose x is some integer directly. Suppose x is some 5. And left hand side is 10. Tell me right side. 5. 5 plus 0.5. 5.5, 5 only. Again we are getting 10. So LHS is equal to RHS. Is it clear? So integer part of 2x is equal to integer part of x plus integer part of x plus half. By using 7th property you can prove also. But I have given here examples to understand clearly. If you want to prove, in the place of x and y, write x only. Okay? In the place of y you can write x. Then you can prove like this. Is it clear? So integer part of 2x is equal to integer part of x plus integer part of x plus 1 by 2. Okay? You try to prove if you want to prove. So let me erase this. Next, property number 9. Similarly, or 8th one it is actually. 8th one. Can you see integer part of 3x? Similarly. Okay, ma? Integer part of 3x is equal to integer part of x plus integer part of x plus 1 by 3 plus integer part of x plus 2 by 3. That is second property. Similarly, same as above, for integer part of 2x we have got two functions like this. Sum of two functions. But here 3. Integer part of 3x is equal to integer part of x plus integer part of x plus 1 by 3 plus last one is integer part of x plus 2 by 3. Can you say third one? Integer part of 4x. Integer part of x plus integer part of x plus 1 by 4. Integer part of x plus 2 by 4 plus integer part of x plus 3 by 4. So like this we can write up to nx, so on. So 8th, 4th one is, let me write first of all right hand side, integer part of x plus integer part of x plus 1 by n plus integer part of x plus 2 by n plus so on. Last one, tell me. Integer part of x plus n minus 1 by n. Why? If there is 4x, last one is 3 by 4. So n minus 1 by n here is equal to, can you say, integer part of nx. Okay? N belongs to natural number, x belongs to R. So fourth property came from above three properties only, I mean so on. And it is called mathematical induction. Induction. The statement is true for n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3, so on up to n is equal to n. So it is very, very important property. Eighth one, fourth. But if you know these points, first 3 points, usually you can write fourth point. Okay, ma? So in above property, in this property, replace x by n in fourth. We are getting another property, but main property is this only. So say that is fifth one, fifth. Then what do you get? Replace x by n in fourth, eighth one, fourth property. We are getting integer part of x by n plus here x by n plus 1 by n. We can write it as x plus 1 by n. Clear? Next one, x plus 2 whole by n plus so on. What is the last one? In the place of x by n, we are getting x plus n minus 1 by n is equal to right side n into x by n. So is equal to n and cancel there. We are getting only x. Okay? Is it clear? So what is the property now? Once again I can write integer part of x by n plus integer part of x plus 1 by n. So observe the difference between fourth and fifth. X plus 2 whole by n it is. Plus so on x plus n minus 1 by n is equal to integer part of x only x. So main one is eighth one, fourth. Okay? Is it clear?